Zoofari was made in 2006 by Mechanix and was published by Innovative Concept in Entertainment, which is better known as ICE. Zoofari is a family-friendly arcade cabinet, which was designed with ticket redemption in mind. The game can be played alone or with another player. 2 cabinet models exist, each with their own guns, which I will present towards the end of the video. Besides the circus wagon-like looking generic version, that appears to be far more common on second-hand marketplaces today, there was a dedicated version which was made for Chuck E. Cheese's chain of restaurants. As of making this video, Zoofari can't be emulated yet. I am playing and recording the game using the arcade cabinet's guts with a Mac similarly as I've shown in episode 156. By 2006, many arcade games internally relied on a personal computer already. Zoofari still relied on an arcade PCB, but one that feels very modern. It's small and uses a compact flash card instead of a hard disk drive. The board was developed and built by Right Hand Technologies. I'm happy to report that Zoofari doesn't carry the same suicide battery that ICE's previous light gun games Johnny Nero and Special Forces did. At heart, Zoofari is a high-score game, but ironically it lacks a player-visible leaderboard and quickly fades away the achieved score once a round is concluded. Even the arcade operator just sees the topmost score and the score average in the service menus. That's because Zoofari fully embraced being a ticket redemption game. It can be set up to dispense tickets in real time during play or batched upon conclusion of a round. The game options allow the operator to adjust playtime and difficulty in such a way that a controlled average payout can be anticipated. In Zoofari, the player attempts to feed various animals with peanuts using a special gun. To do so, the mouths have to be hit successfully. The peanuts fly rather slow and thus the player has to time shots. Luckily, accuracy and precision aren't artificially tampered with and the peanuts go exactly where the player is aiming at. The shots don't follow a parabolic flight curve. The 2 variants of the light gun, however, lack sights and thus the player has to shoot by feeling. The animals have distinct movement patterns and hitbox sizes. Most animals yield 50 points upon being fed, but hippos and crocodiles just yield 25 points. Meerkats yield 75 points and are among the most attractive targets. Depending on the setup average ticket payout, from time to time a hard-to-hit chimp swings by, which yields 100 points if fed. Even rarer is a golden kangaroo, which brings 400 points if fed successfully. The appearance of the kangaroo is quite an event and is accompanied by a change in the game's music. There are 2 kinds of bonus items that can be shot for activation. A blue balloon grants the player with a set amount of bonus time, which is defined by the operator in the options. A red balloon acts as a score multiplier. Each time the red balloon is shot, the yielded score after that is twice as much as it would be otherwise. This effect is cumulative and multiple red balloons may be shot, each time doubling the multiplier. What the player sees in the background and on the attract screen happens in real time, and if the player starts the round by pulling the trigger, all items and animals become shootable. The player can make use of this strategy by waiting for bonus items or high-value animals before starting a round. Most options such as timer at start, maximum number of on-screen animals and bonus time are pretty self-explanatory. The most interesting option is called Ideal Payout and can be set off or to a number between 1 and 100. This setting affects the difficulty of the game a lot. If set to off, neither the chimp nor the kangaroo will appear and also there won't be bonus items. At 10, the chimp starts to appear, but the rest remains absent. At 20, all bonus items and animals may appear, but it happens rather infrequent. If this setting is cranked all the way up to 100, the game becomes quite frantic. Everything else remaining at the default settings, I was able to achieve a score of 17,200 when setting Ideal Payout all the way up. Data miners found unused assets in the game, such as an alternative backdrop, an unused font, and most interestingly, the photo of a person named Jay. Unfortunately, ICE was unable to tell me who Jay is when questioned. The light gun which was sold with the wagon variant of the game is internally referred to as hairdryer and looks quite futuristic. It was built by Happ and contains Happ's generic light sensor board and a quality biconvex lens. 2 shell colors are available, blue and yellow. The decorative oval decals were sold separately and thus you can find mixed and matched pairs. I was surprised about the low print resolution and questionable quality of the original decals. The handle is rather small for an adult hand. The trigger feels nice and actuates a clicky, cherry-made miniature microswitch. While I don't love the design of this light gun, I was pleasantly surprised about its build quality, and I must admit that albeit its looks, it's an arcade-grade controller and not a toy. The light gun which was paired with the Chuck E. Cheese's variant is very interesting in that it is a modified Happ 45 cal gun. The standard shell was chopped off at the nozzle and a piece of plexiglass tube was slipped over the slide and is held between 2 new plates. These plates were available in yellow or blue. Under the plexiglass a peanut decal was visible. The conversions were done very crudely and sloppy. My gun, which was obtained directly from ice, came with non-cleaned off cutting flakes at the pistol, which of course could fall off and get into the optical path. The plexiglass tube was obviously cut by hand. It is uneven, very skewed, and nobody deemed it necessary to sand the edge. Plexiglass is similar to work with as wood, and even amateurs should be able to process it. Personally, I expect more from a $195 arcade controller. Aside complete assemblies, the conversion ports were also sold in kit form, and because Happ 45 cal guns and clones have been available for decades, you will find a variety of color and handle variations when spotting the game out in the wild. One could assume that this conversion design was done as a cost-cutting measure, but interestingly, the 45 cal assemblies cost 54% more than the hairdryer counterpart. Personally, I am fond of the iconic Happ 45 cal light gun and I think that this conversion kit is a great idea. This shell allows the muscle memory of arcade players to feel right at home. It's a shame that the quality is so bad. Personally, I like Zoofari, but I think it is hindered by its lack of a scoreboard. Furthermore, I think competitive Zoofari play is difficult as for the unusually high number of options for the operator to affect scoring. I expected Zoofari to become dull rather quickly, as it doesn't offer much depth, but to my great surprise I enjoy playing it for many hours now. Flyers at the time advertised the game as being non-violent and suited for all ages. Care was taken to not use the word gun or pistol. This is the end of the review. My name is Ben, I thank you for viewing.